Victor Frankenstein's creation was made of spare parts, arms, legs, head, from different corpses. Of course, that was science fiction. Mary Shelley's wonderful book, which wondered about what happens when you stretch science too far. Well, in real life, science is being stretched. This is not science fiction. This is a picture of a two-headed dog. This dog was made, I guess that's the term, by Vladimir Demikov, a Russian physiologist in 1954. He transplanted the head of a puppy onto the body of a larger dog. And what was amazing about that is that for a very short time, both heads lived. They could bark, they drank, and they ate. Of course, it looked like some kind of a bizarre, macabre experiment, but it was really done. And it stimulated American surgeon Dr. Robert White to push the envelope even further. He dealt with monkeys. And believe it or not, he decapitated monkeys and he transplanted the head of one onto the other. And he did that by keeping the circulatory system going. Now, of course, because the spinal cord was severed, the body could not move. However, the transplanted head did perform. It even bit the hand that fed it, which happened to be Dr. White's hand, and White suggested that the monkey had even retained memory of its tormentor. I mean, obviously, this experiment was pioneering, but it had all kinds of ethical considerations. White, however, suggested that in the future it would be possible to do a real head transplant and keep a brain going after the body had died. And he suggested that perhaps Stephen Hawking or Christopher Reeve would be great subjects for this. Of course, that never happened. White died in 2010. However, much more recently, Sergio Canavero, an Italian surgeon, has said that he is actually going to attempt to do a head transplant. And he's got papers about this, scientific research. He has done preliminary experiments on mice and rats. And he says he's ready to do this because he's got a surgical technique that can actually refuse the spinal cord. Other physicians, of course, say that Canavero should have his head examined, that this is just not possible. Anyway, these are the kind of issues that we're going to explore in this year's Chartier Public Science Symposium. Our theme this year is the science of life and death. And we're going to explore some interesting things. Dr. Paul Offit, who's an expert in vaccines, will talk to us about living with COVID. We will have a talk from a mortician about experiences in a mortuary. We are going to have a talk from McGill, neurologist, who is going to tell us about how we may keep our brain going. That will be Dr. Leslie Fellows who will do that. And I will finish off by talking about spiritualism and the possibility of talking to the dead. Anyway, you can join us 7 p.m. October 26th and 27th, which is Monday and Tuesday, for what I think will be an exciting and informative evening.